What's up, Hype Squad? Danny Hype here with another Dragon Ball Super video. Today's video is another attempt at the POV gameplay video. This time it is the U7 Gohan versus the U6 Cabba. Now I know you've seen my U7 Gohan quite a bit. This is probably the latest version of the deck. I'm going to be posting a link in the description down below, so if you want to check out the link, just check the description. I'll have it for you guys there. It'll be the most recent list I've been playing, with a sideboard and everything. This is probably my most optimal build at this point, but after this video it'll probably be done with U7 Gohan for now. We're going to move on to the next deck that we'll be playing for the next however long leading up to Nats. Not to say U7 Gohan isn't ready for Nats, but I'm just not 100% sold on him quite yet. I love him, he's very fun. It's a relatively cheap deck to make as well. So if you guys want a different type of deck to play, U7 Gohan is definitely a really fun deck, which I recommend. So yeah, let's just get into the gameplay, guys. So as you can see, Zuhair won the dice roll. He went first, but he has a standard dual color play. Now, unfortunately, we didn't open a Goku 1-drop. That is another thing that U7 Gohan kind of lacks. It would be nice to have at least one more 1-drop that wasn't our negate. We have like the 1-drop Goku, but if there was a 1-drop that drew a card, kind of like our Goku, that would make the deck a little bit nicer. But for now, we'll settle for just the 1-drop negate here. I played the blocker. Usually I don't play the blocker like this all the time, but I'm not sure how aggro he's going to go here in game 1, especially because he's going first. So I threw it out there just to be safe, just in case he tries to go a little too fast. Because Gohan, we do want at least, maybe 2 or 3 turns on our front side where we can really generate our draw, right? If they kind of awaken us too quick, then we don't get too many draws on our front, our double draws on our front side. So it could be sometimes your hand doesn't get as big. Us going second helps though, because we get to draw on our first turn and then swing, draw 2. Well, in that case, draw 1, because Roshi didn't really plus us a card. Now, I was unsure how to kind of go about this matchup against Zuhair, because he does play the deck a little bit differently than other U6 Cabbas that I've encountered. He's probably one of the best U6 Cabba players that I have actually encountered. He's one of the few people that can actually beat Toas somehow, which is really weird, because whenever I play Toa against him, it's not like I beat him all the time, but they're really close games. But a lot of times when he plays other Toa players, he does very well. So I didn't know exactly how to handle this matchup in particular, because it's not like I play it too often. But I decided to, as you saw, combo off his 5Ks. I'm trying to just stick with the standard what I've been doing before. Defend the 10Ks, and then take the ones that are a little bit too much for me to combo against. I'm not sure if that's the right line of play, but that's the kind of one I want to go for this one. And then obviously if it doesn't work out, we adjust for games 2 and 3. So I just decided, play it safe just in case he can go super, if his hand is like super aggro. It looks like it wasn't, because his turn 2 play was into that Cabba, opposed to his standard. He likes to kind of go into, the 2-drop Kales and Khalifa, and then into like the Kefla and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't look like he was going that, or he couldn't get to that route anyways. So I figured, I took his weak Cabba 10K shot, and then I figured we'd start going in here. Now, I decided to go for his board, because I don't really need... He's going to awaken himself anyways, and I don't really need to attack him. Right now, I'm just trying to build my hand, keep his board clear of any extra 5Ks, simple stuff like that, because there's really no point in me attacking him. He's going to awaken this next turn anyways, so yeah, we just go for the clear board. We still have our blocker. Now, it's tricky when to use your blocker too, because if you rest your blocker before you actually get to block, in some cases, it kind of sucks. So there's some times where you'll have to block an attack that you probably wouldn't really want to block. That's another thing I see some people do. It's like they save their blocker, and then their blocker just gets tapped or killed before it can actually block something. So determining how your opponent's board is set up, usually it's just safe, honestly, just to block whatever the first shot is, just to make sure you get that free block off. Again, most of the stuff like that is really situational. You kind of have to play it deck by deck, and kind of some things are more telegraphed than others of when they can remove your guy and when they can't. But for now, the free blocker seems like it's a really nice card to have, at least right now. So now he's starting to set up his board. We're still at 7 health, so we're pretty healthy. And if you were to kind of attack us like he would normally, we get about 3 more cards, and then honestly, depending how the game flow goes, we can almost kill him on our turn 3 because he's at 4 life, especially if we get all these cards and things like that. But again, it is kind of tricky because he does have that one card that taps an energy down, which is really kind of annoying and frustrating to deal with, whether he taps our red or blue. Usually goes for the blue so we can't Senzu being out, but sometimes it's pretty annoying when he taps a certain one so you can't rival colors out. So you really got to be worried about that, and it's pretty telegraphed when he's trying to do it, so you kind of have to try to somehow play around it, but sometimes you just can't. But now he has his 2 dudes. He likes to usually, I don't think he'll attack with that one. He usually likes to attack with those ones, but if he wants to evolve, and this is a situation where it's actually kind of beneficial for us, because if he does want to, let's say, get these evolves off, he has to like throw down 2 cards just to evolve. But it looks like he's going to swing with his Khalifa to go for the critical one, to evolve into the critical one. I see a lot of players would swing with their leader there, and then combo a Khalifa and a Kale, and then do the double evolve. But since he went with that little one first, I knew he couldn't rest my blocker, so I figured that's why I kind of let it go through, because if he evolved into that one, he could rest my blocker, but everything would come in rested anyways, so that was kind of irrelevant. But because he chose to attack with that one and go for the crit, I was like, okay, well, I can just not block that one, and then I'll stop the crit there. Now he's swinging with this. Now this is another thing too, that he does like to play a little bit differently, right? So he does that, and then he passes, and he likes to save his 2 up because he likes to use that 2 energy to get out his Champa Vados. That's like the way he always combos the Kefla to tap down an energy, and then combos in Champa Vados so that everything is a lot cheaper. Where I've seen other players would swing with like their leader and then, you know, do the combo blue, yellow, and then throw another one out. They basically lose 3 cards to get another card out and kind of things like that. But he doesn't do that, and maybe that's why he's really successful, because he kind of plays it a little bit. Sure, he goes aggro when he has to, but he plays a little bit defense by getting them out, because he gets to block attacks with them. So he's doing them in a useful way, where he combos them to defend, where he normally would be doing that, right? Whereas if he did it offensively, I would have just taken the damage, thus he wouldn't, he'd be wasting cards to ping me for 1 damage, which that's where his hand advantage discrepancy comes in with other Cabba players that I see. Some Cabba players kind of just do too offensively, right, and throw down their things a little too early. But for now, I'm just going here. Now, I'm going 15 into his girl there. Now I know that he wants to do the whole tap my energy and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, should I combo more? And if I do, what is it going to be? And I figured, you know what? Let's just combo out this and this so that I can kill his one guy. So I can kill the Kale so that I'm going to relieve pressure, right? So I kill his Kale. And then now he has to, if he wants to defend this, he's got to combo. He's going to want to combo his Khalifa and stuff like that, right? But now if he wants to, he's got to kind of throw a little bit more just to defend this little 5k here, which I'll just swing into with my 20k. So it doesn't really matter. But now he's kind of determined. Now if he doesn't combo defend this, like if he didn't do what he's about to do here, I'd probably stop attacking, right? But because he does, just so he can attack my energy, that one I didn't mind so much because I haven't awakened yet. So even if he does come at me, I can still awaken. So now he does this. So now he's at 14. Now he's got to kind of keep going if he wants to protect that one. And me getting that thing off the board, I prefer, just because it's just a one less target he could possibly have to combo out. So it looks like he is. Well, he decided he was going to go for it, but I think he thought it was pretty neg, so he said screw it, and he just threw it down. So that's usually his turn. And then, but because he already swung out with his Khalifa, or he got his Champa Vados out, I figured it doesn't really matter if I swing with my Gogeta now, so I swung with it. But if he didn't do that, I wouldn't have swung with my Gogeta, if that makes sense. Just so he doesn't get a chance to get that off. But I think he kind of knew that that would happen, and he didn't want to risk it, so he did it. He ended up taking the 2 damage there, which I was kind of surprised, because his leader is a 20k already because I'm tapped out, so he could have just defended easily with a 5k, but he took the double strike, which I guess if he thinks he's going to kill me this turn, that's a thing, but that's something I would not suggest doing, especially if it's really easy to take, easy to defend, right? Because it would have been 20 into 20, so he definitely could have defended, unless his hand was really bricky and he just didn't want to throw anything away. But if he thinks he has the hand to kind of kill me, then sure. But I have a pretty defensive hand. I have 2 negates. I still have a Senzu Bean, so it's not so bad. I don't think I was, and I was still 5 life unawakened, so I wasn't too worried about dying here. And yeah, sorry again if my hand keeps going in and out of focus. As I explained in my last video, I'm playing very awkwardly right now with my hand kind of like around, like I'm trying to play around a tripod shooting the camera, so my hand again gets tired sometimes, and you see it kind of drop out of frame here and there. I try to keep it there, but every once in a while my mind kind of just forgets and I kind of slip. And see, this is I always like to be tapped out against U6 Cabba. I like to spend all of my energy on my turn, so on his turn he can't do too much stuff to really gain it more an advantage of, like, you know, tapping me down and things like that, and especially if I'm awakened. Now obviously if I'm already awakened, I need to kind of play it a bit differently of how I tap energy, because having them kind of tap a lot of your, like, some of your energy, if you only leave one up and you get tapped out, that is usually a death sentence against U6 Cabba, unless you can, you know, spark and negate and untap 2 type deal. So that's why I like to stay unawakened for as long as I can against them. Well, at least in other matchups. In this particular matchup, it's kind of, you know, in this matchup it's kind of the same, right? I want to save my untap 2 for when he's already done most of his untapping things, so I shouldn't be too worried about it. So right now he is tapped out. Now him being tapped out isn't as bad, because for him he gets free combos, but that just means he can't, like, what he has on board right now, kind of like, that is what I have to deal with, you know, a potential 2 Kales, or sorry, 2 Khalifas and a Kale. So I wasn't too worried about those, but he does have a decent hand and he does swing for quite a bit, so I am a bit worried. Now I don't remember if he actually tries to kill me here. Yeah, so in him going for this, it kind of looks like he's trying not to kill me. Alright, and obviously I'm not going to defend this in case he starts going off on me, because if he could just pass turn if he wanted to. I don't think that's really wise here. But yeah, it looks like he's still going in. And that's another thing too. If he does decide to go, because I'm not awakened, I think that's what he's kind of determining. See, now if that was the case, let's say, and he's now deciding to come in and kill me, I definitely think he should have used that leader swing if he wanted to come at my leader, and not that Gogeta, because one, he didn't really get anything out of the Gogeta. That's one less attack I have to worry about, and so he does evolve. So see, and now I'm doing even better, right? Because now he didn't get to tap anything with that Khalifa. If he somehow forced me to awaken first and then start shooting his Khalifa, that would have been something different, but he probably would have been hard pressed to do that too. But he definitely should have saved his leader swing, because that's one more big swing that could have come in and killed me. So right now my hand is decently sized. We have about 10-15 cards. I'm determining here if I should combo defend, when should I awaken, because he does have one more Khalifa out, and I didn't want him to swing, because if I untap, swing to tap one down. I was really trying to avoid that, but yeah, and which I did. So I just took that one, because I didn't really want to dump too many cards on my hand to defend the single strike. So now he comes here, and I'm trying to determine what could he possibly do. So obviously he's going to do one more evolve here. Alright, so he's going to get at least one more attack. And I'm trying to think, can I defend against the final... Should I just take the 2 and defend against his final 1? Or do I just choose to try to defend this one and then know that he probably can't kill me? Because, well, I guess he could still do the dual attacker bit too here. So now I'm trying to... Do I want to take this 2? I don't think I can awaken, because if I awaken here, then he gets to tap an energy down. So it took me a long time to decide, but I figured, you know what, maybe I won't lose here. So I don't want him to tap energy down. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to try fighting whenever he has combo wise in his hand. So now this one comes out, doesn't tap anything, so now I know I can awaken safely. I do have those 2 negates, which is kind of what I wanted, because if he does go into the dual attacker, at least I'll be awakened and can negate. But he throws these down. I kind of start doing my wordplay against him, saying, "Oh, that's it." And me and him like to talk, like I said before, we like to talk trash to each other quite a bit. And I don't know if I goaded him too much into this one, but I kind of made it look like I was worried that he could kill me here, and that's something that Zuhair is quite susceptible to. So I say, "Oh, well, all right," because that is a pretty big combo. I actually don't know if I could have comboed against that, but I forgot I had the Champa, so I figured I would do this, and I figured he didn't have a ready attack, so I paid an energy for that green, and then red, and then I just popped that because he pops 20Ks and under, and thus Zuhair realized his mistake. He does walk into this quite a bit. It is one of his Achilles heels that he seems to kind of run into these all in. It's really not safe to go all in with battle cards these days, I swear. But that is game 1. I think I got lucky coming out of that one, but not really. I feel like I had it under control. Obviously, he had a big combo power there, but I wasn't too worried about it because I could pop his guys. Plus, I had a couple super combos, and I had a lot of stuff still. So I wasn't too worried about that battle there. The other option at the end there was actually to awaken when he swung, and then I would sensu bean, and then he would tap down one thing, but then I would have 2 negates, and then just negate his final swings. But I chose to go the route I did. So now we're in game 2. We opened our Goku. It's pretty standard stuff. He gets his dual color energy. I get my Goku. And this is when we start building a nice little hand advantage here, which is pretty nice. We swing with our Gohan. See, and this is what is great. Now, as much as I love Gohan, there are decks that prevent me from doing this particular play, right? You play Gohan, you play Goku, draw a card, swing, combo the Goku, draw 2, and there are things that kind of get around that. Now, and that's what makes me scared of Gohan, because he's not guaranteed to draw. If they negate my attacks, or if they kill one of my battle cards, then I don't get the draw, the two draw effect. Now, normal negates are fine, because then I can usually find other battle cards to attack with, but the ones that negate kill a guy, like minus after image or shocking death ball, things like that, those can really put a damper on our plans. And that's the big reason why I feel like that's like the one thing holding Gohan back from being a really top tier leader. There's also his ability. It's hard for him to awaken, and that's why we play the new draft box Gohan, the green one, that you can take 2 life. That's one card that helps for sure, and I'm actually really enjoying that card. But yeah, again, that's another thing he suffers from, right? Now, I've been trying to find a leader that can almost do what Gohan does, where you draw quite a bit, and then we can take advantage of arrivals and overwhelms and things like that, because arrival, I'm telling you guys, is an insane mechanic. It is really powerful, and if you can find a way to efficiently arrival things out, that is the deck to play, because everyone has to be scared of their battle cards. Arrival can put so much pressure. It can control the board, all for as little as 1 energy. Now, obviously, you got to combo 2 cards, but if you can find something like U7 Gohan, right, where comboing stuff away is beneficial, because we want to combo things, because we want to draw, it's pretty beneficial to them, right? So let's see how that flows. Now, if there's another leader, maybe not in particular one that can, draw because of comboing, but at least can keep a nice hand size, like Hirudegarn back in the day, the blue-red Hirudegarn, that could swing, pitch Minosha, draw 2, look for Minosha, so he technically was a +2 leader. He's a leader that could potentially do what Gohan does. He also has doesn't have the drawback of not being able to draw a card. He could maybe not have Minosha, not draw 2, but at least he gets a draw every turn, whereas Gohan's not guaranteed his draw every turn. With Gohan, it's really dependent on matchup and whether or not their leader lets you do what you want to do. Like, he is an aggressive deck, so he attacks us, which is what we want, because we build more cards than him, and we can aggro him back. Things like the yellow Broly BR, he attacks us, right? He has to attack us to draw a card, so he gives us card, he awakens us, he does everything that we need him to do, and then we get to do what we want to do, and we do what we, and our game plan is a little bit better than theirs, because we draw more cards, and we can go really aggro into them. But then there's the hard decks like Shenjita and Toa who don't need to attack you, and that's why that new Gohan is great, because if we can at least get cards from our life, awaken, and kind of keep putting pressure onto them early, which is what you really need to do against those decks. So I still need to test a bit more in those particular matchups. I've won games going first. Going second seems like it's harder, just because they get to, you know, their optimal turns a little bit faster sometimes. So it does feel a bit harder, but they're not impossible. They're not impossible matchups to win. They're just extremely hard. But yeah, so we got our standard Goku on turn 1, our Piccolo on turn 2. So everything's going pretty nice. And then we have this Piccolo here. That Piccolo 3-drop that you see in my hand. If we had that 4-drop Piccolo in our hand as well, oh man, turn 3, when you get to play him without having to worry about a counterplay, and you get the 4-drop draft box Piccolo out, oh baby, I'm telling you, that card is bonkers when he lands. When you actually get to play that card, he's actually insane. It feels amazing. Being able to pop one of your opponent's 5-drop battle cards on their turn and your turn to draw a card, and it has barrier. It doesn't get any better than that. It's usually the best to do when you're going first, because your opponent will only have 2 energy, and unless they don't do anything their turn, they won't have energy to do anything. So being able to land that Piccolo is just nuts. Now, it doesn't come up all the time, but the times it does come up, I swear, it just swings games in your favor. Now, he's trying to determine what he wants to do. He hasn't awakened yet, and so he can still do his whole combo evolve, but I know he doesn't like to chomp a Vados on his turn. He always tries to chomp a Vados on my turn, like when I'm swinging into him. And maybe that's the correct play, I'm not too sure. He seems to do really well playing like that. Now, I'm sure he probably changes it up here and there. So now I'm trying to determine how to defend this, because I'm still at 8 life, which I'm pretty happy about. He's still at 4, and I figured, you know what, let's just stick to the whole defend some of the easy ones, because that was a 14 he swung into, and this one is a 14 that he's swinging into. So I figured these ones aren't so bad to defend. My hand is kind of okay. Whether this is right or wrong, I'm not too sure, but I figured I'm at 8 life still. He doesn't, like, he has the 1 crit kill, but that's usually not where most of his damage comes from anyways, so it's not so bad. So I actually don't mind taking some of this damage, especially if he decided to do the whole, if he evolved and he did the Union Evolve here and then swing, then that'll save me some life, because if I just took those 2, I would be at 6. Then he could swing with his dual attacker, boom, boom, and then his leader, boom, and then all of a sudden I have to defend my life at 4, and I'm in a pretty tricky spot. So I blocked this one because I figured this was his one chance to combo out to get the evolve on that Khalifa if he wanted to, or to do any type of evolve. But and if he did, he would have been throwing like a 30k into my blocker. So I figured that was the best time to kind of throw that blocker, just in case he decided to kind of go crazy there. Now, in me throwing away those cards that I did, I kind of, sometimes it hurts to kind of throw your energy, right? Because I have 2 Gojitas there, and obviously you don't want to play those as energy because they come in rested. But luckily, actually, and I wanted to save this green Piccolo just in case I drew into the 4-drop Piccolo, and then I can, maybe do that into that. But I did have the Mass Saiyan there, and I got to clear his board, which I felt was a pretty big blow to his whole ordeal going on there. However, I only have 5 cards, which isn't the greatest. And see, I didn't swing there because I knew he was trying to chomp, like he would have just chomped with Vados defended and it would have been a perfect defense. So I figured, you know what, let's not let him utilize that energy and get those guys out. Let's make him do it on his turn. So I figured, and that's why I didn't attack there. But now my hand isn't the greatest. I actually didn't get to draw 2 there. I'm pretty low on cards. However, I am at 8 life still, so that's kind of good, but not being able to draw is pretty bad. I basically went neg quite a bit there because I overwhelmed. I lost that card. The card I drew for turn, you know, I energied, and I didn't get a swing draw. So those are one of the things that Gohan really does lack if you don't have enough of these U7 Gohan guys to combo away, which is kind of scary. I kind of wish they made him a draw 1, and then if you combo away a U7 guy, you get to draw again or something like that. That would be bonkers. Oh baby, that'd be great. Or if he was able to do it on both turns, kind of like Hercule does. Oh baby, that would be awesome. But here he comes. He's gonna just start coming in aggro at me. But I figured the way he has to do it now, if he wants to get his Champa-Vados out, he almost has to over combo to hit me on the certain life, right? And when he starts doing that, that's when his hand starts kind of getting chipped at, and my hand starts going back up. However, I did lose a couple cards doing like the way I was defending earlier, which isn't so bad, but obviously you want to be able to defend efficiently, like how I used to do in Toa, right? You could play a 1-drop cantrip and then defend with those because they've already replaced themselves, where I was throwing away cards that weren't replacing themselves, so it felt pretty bad. So we swing in with this, and he comboed that, which is quite a bit, and I take it. So he swings, right? So now he swung basically 30k to deal me 1 damage, and you can see why that is not the greatest. Now, if I was at 4 life and he did that, and I had to defend, that's something else. But now he's throwing 30ks into an 8 life person, no crit, no nothing, and I was like, that's an easy snap take. Now he's throwing 25k. This is another easy snap take, and then he just passes turn. So we're actually kind of getting to where we want to go, but again, he's holding his cards. He feels like he's not in danger, so he's holding his cards to do his Khalifa, the Khalifa tap down Champa-Vados play, which I assume that's what he probably should be doing. Now, I still don't. I actually, it kind of sucks that I'm almost have to awaken at his will. Now I could get the Krillin here and then do that to awaken, but I'm pretty sure I don't. Maybe I should have, and maybe I tried to kill him here, but he does have a pretty big hand. I almost took that Piccolo because I thought I could, but then I realized I couldn't. Oh, I actually didn't take the Krillin. I think I just took this one just so that I could, because I decided to not, I figured I'd stay at 5 life like I did last game, and then when he tries to kill me, I do have my Gogetas, so hopefully I can prevent him from killing me. So I'm pretty sure I just swing here, draw 2, swing here, combo, draw 2. So now we have 3 Gogetas, which is quite a bit, which isn't the best. Now, it's good when you get to do it on, their turn, then your turn, obviously, so having 2 isn't so bad, but having 3 is probably not the greatest here. I wonder, if I should maybe have comboed. Actually, I don't have a green anyway. Actually, no, yeah, see, if I combo 2 cards here, looks like what I'm about to do. Yeah, I guess I'm about to do that, because then we can at least Gogeta on my turn. I think that's what I'm thinking about right now. If I want to Gogeta on my turn, and then Gogeta on his turn, and then again Gogeta on my turn, right? So I figured, and plus I'm going into his leader, and if I just swung this, 15 to 15, which probably would have actually been fine, because he would have to over combo his Khalifa, but I figured I'd just do it. I went like this and that. So now I'm at 25, and he's gonna have to do Khalifa and something else. He's gonna do Khalifa, something else, and then get his to get his Champa-Vados out. So that'll be his play. Yeah, so he does that. I assume he taps my blue because I have 2 blue, which actually is a pretty good situation for me because I have 2 Senzu Beans and Unyielding and stuff like that. Now, if I had things like Cabba or something like that, it would have been really nice to, swing with Gogeta, Senzu Bean, untap a red, play Cabba, swing Cabba, awaken lead, and kind of extend. You can see those power play turns that you could potentially have. So I end up just taking that damage. Even though he comboed to 25, he must not have 5k cards or any cards he really wants to combo away from his hand, because comboing up to even just to get your Champa-Vados and then not defending that life seems kind of weird, but maybe he was just doing it because he wants to he wants as many cards as he wants because he thinks he's going to kill me on my turn. I swing here in Unyielding because Unyielding is not that good defensively, so I figured I'd do it offensively to get energy up so that he couldn't just tap down my blue on his turn. However, I will have my Awaken on tap 2 anyways. I figured I'm pretty safe here because I have 2 Gogetas in my hand. I would have to combo a one Gogeta to pop something maybe that's trying to kill me, and I have the Sensu Beans to unlock my reds. Plus I'm awakened, so I felt like I was kind of safe. He does have more cards than me in his hand right now, which kind of worried. I was hoping that this Gogeta would be able to defend, but it looks like, or not defend, but at least pull some cards out of his hand, which wasn't so bad. But again, we only have 6 cards in hand, which is kind of surprising sometimes, because normally I would have quite a bit of cards, especially because we were drawing a lot. But I think the way I was defending earlier kind of really put a hamper on my hand when just throwing with those 5Ks, essentially kind of inefficiently. But it did save me some swings, so they're not so bad, right? Now, we're in almost the same situation. I got my 5 life. I have some cards to defend. He's deciding how he's going to go about this, if he should awaken me. But it looks like he goes for my board instead. Now he goes for this Gogeta, and I don't think... See, now he's about to do this to tap down my last blue there. So I figured I would Sensu Bean now. So that one's swinging at my dude for 29. Now I'm deciding if I should either defend him or just throw Sensu Beans on my leader and just, like, if I'm just going to let him die anyways. So I swing there, and then I bring up the 2 red because I want to Gogeta. Now, I don't think it really mattered unless I wanted to do another Sensu Bean. Actually, no, it looks like I changed my mind, and I go Sensu Bean in that so that I can super combo to defend him. So I defended him at 30, and then I kind of over combo with the 35 here to Gogeta his Kale, or his Khalifa, so that he can't get the evolve off. Now, I figured that was the best play. That thing that doesn't come out. I don't get tapped down. I'm a 15k base. I have 1 energy, but I have 3 cards. So it's not like I'm out of the woods quite yet. You know, he does have quite a bit of cards. He still has his leader swing, and he can still keep going with these Khalifas and stuff. He does that, takes the life, taps my energy down. Kind of sucks. I don't have my Gogeta to kind of fall back onto here, but I feel like I'm kind of okay. Again, I only have 3 cards though. He's going for my Gogeta. Now he's going for the board clear because I figured he has a lot of cards in his hand. So he figured that with all those cards in his hand, that as long as he controls my board, I won't be able to kill him. And because I was defending so hard, I basically let him kind of run me out of cards, as you can see. So now he's changed up his game plan from going super aggro, and then now he's kind of taking it a slower approach, which is kind of affecting my hand size. Now I don't play an energy there because I don't really have cards that I can really afford to lose. I do this, so at least I have the Piccolo, build my hand, swing, draw 2 play still going for me. Because this could be a really powerful turn, right? I can do this, swing. Now I only have a few cards in hand. Now the thing that's worrying me here is I can't actually awaken. So I need to really draw into something that can. If I could awaken here and kind of get one of my power turns to go off, this would be pretty powerful. So I'm not determining if I should, swing Sensu Bean, then play that Gohan. So I do this to draw 2. So I'm hoping to draw into something that awakens me. I clearly don't. So now I'm kind of determining what I should do here. Now I could combo a little bit further and throw a Gogeta down, which I think I decided to do, just to see if I can pull some cards out of his hand, kind of control his board, and then see where I go. Now if I do, I'm pretty sure, it's like if I do this because I want a Sensu Bean and then, play this Gohan. But if I Sensu Bean and then he does the Kefla and taps me back down so that I can't play Gohan, it'll be quite a waste. So I figured I keep going to see, maybe I'll draw into something. I don't really draw into anything. Right, so now I'm trying to see, that would be the perfect play if I can Sensu Bean and do that. But I still have to be scared of him, so screw it, I go Gogeta. Now this, I kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't have done. I maybe should have just saved this Gogeta for a situation where if he's trying to kill me with a double striker again, I can Gogeta him dead. Because I've essentially just used all of my Gogetas, which feels pretty bad. And he did end up doing the Khalifa to tap me down. So now I'm trying to figure, shoot. Now he's a 20k base because I'm tapped out. figured I could dump hand to see if I can kill him, but I only have I have 4 of those cards. Sensu Bean's useless. I still have 5 life. I'm pretty sure I just swing 20 and see what happens. He goes super combo, and then I just have to pass. And this is another problem with Gohan. If you can't find yourself awakening cards, and you're at the mercy of your opponent to awaken you, that can sometimes be pretty bad for you. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. We're not dead either. We still have our 5. He still has to eventually awaken us. So all we need to do is survive one more turn, get the cards he's going to give to us from our 5, and then hopefully have a power turn and kind of just kind of throw everything at him and kill him. It is pretty hard to all in them because when they get the Champavados out, a lot of the cards in their hand are 10k, and when they're all 10k, they can usually easily out combo you when you try to dump your hand, especially if you have a bunch of 5ks and they have a bunch of 10ks. It actually gets pretty hard to kind of combat them in all-in situations. I wonder if Jacko, the old Jacko, would be relevant in this meta with so many things having to be comboed to a rival or do things like that. But I guess Jacko wouldn't really stop a rivals because they would just combo a rival. But I wonder if they could just stop other things to kind of help these all-in situations. So he does he swings to Mega Judy, controls my board some more. Now he actually gets to crit my life, which feels pretty bad. Obviously I can't defend that. But now I'm at 4 life. He basically has the green light to kind of go all in on me and kill me, unfortunately. But I have controlled his board quite a bit. I killed some of his evolved targets. I killed, a bunch of his things. So he's running out of cards. He is pretty low on his deck because it looks like he draws quite a bit too. He's pretty low on his deck. So he's running out of options. But, again, this Cabba is a great card, being able to pull 2 things, especially if they're just like 2 super combos. When people can just pull 2 super combos like that, it's kind of nuts. But he's able to grab 2 of those, more 10k targets. He's at 1 life. He slowly starving me out of resources, and he's just building more hands still with these Cabba. Like that Cabba is a really nice play. It's combo power. You got 2 10ks. He definitely has more combo power than me in his hand. So I'm pretty hard pressed to kind of get into a good situation here. I need to somehow not awaken. I need him to not awaken me here. He has I still don't have 3 of my cards, right? If he were to hit me to 1 life here maybe, and if I didn't awaken, that could be a pretty big power turn for me. Being able to have all those cards and kind of combo all in. Because he is slowly running out of cards. He does go double Sensu Bean here. And I was like, oh damn. So now he's really extending his turn and kind of doing more. I obviously can't defend that, so I'm going to take this. I'm trying real hard not to awaken. But he just keeps going. I'm at 3 life. I do have a negate there. I really don't want to awaken. That's the biggest thing. I really try not to awaken here. But he still has 2 energy. He can play. It looks like he still keeps finding targets. He decides to pass turn, which I was quite surprised about. I figured he maybe could try to push a little bit harder, or maybe he just didn't have the hand for it. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm actually in not a terrible spot. I gotta play an energy here. I probably should be playing I was gonna say the blue. It's either the blue or the green. I actually don't have green energy, but I don't have a Gogeta there anyways. I mean the Goku anyways. So it doesn't really matter what I'm comboing or not comboing. So now obviously I want to be able to play this 3-drop Gohan to swing draw 2. Now, I don't remember why I played this loser, this green Gohan. I popped a 5k, then I played this. I actually don't remember why I played that. And I have to look at the 3. I grab these cards because if I played the Gohan. Actually, I guess I was afraid that maybe he had the Chomp of the Trickster, and if he rested my Gohan, that could be pretty devastating. But I don't think that's something I should have worried about. Now, I figured I have these 2 guys out, and also if I played the Gohan, I'd still be above a certain amount of cards, because you need to be at 4. I would have still been at 5 at the time, I believe. But so now I figured I got to swing with this. Combo off Goku, draw 2, flip, swing with Gohan, combo off Gohan, draw 2, and you can see where this power turn would really come into play. I also have a Sensu Bean, a Cabba. I'm like, ooh, okay. The only thing here, though, that I'm kind of scared of is he could have a Senzu Bean. And if he has a Senzu Bean, when people Senzu Bean and you have to keep attacking into them, especially when they get a free 5k combo every swing, and it gets pretty nasty. Obviously here I'm trying to determine what I should do, and I'm like, man, do I just kind of go all in? I'm like, maybe I go all in to the point where I have, the 4 cards, so I can play Gohan and swing, draw 2. So he does that, taps an energy. I went to, 25, 35, so I figured maybe I could chip away at his hand. But again, if he plays a Senzu Bean, and look at his hand, it's actually quite beefy compared to mine. Because he started me at that 5 life for a couple turns, which was, I guess, pretty bad for me. But yeah, and the way I was defending, I kind of lost some hands, because combo defending for Gohan, you have a lot of 5Ks. So if you're defending, that's when you start losing a bunch of cards. And he did the Senzu Bean, which really sucked. But when you're comboing offensively, that's when your hand really kind of gets into play. So now I get to untap 2. And because he tapped that, now I have to tap out if I want to play my Gohan, which kind of sucks, right? It's like, I guess I didn't really map out the energy wise and how he was kind of doing his energy. I didn't really map it out correctly, but I swing here, combo this, draw 2, because I figured I want my energy, because maybe I'll try to kill him with Cabba or kind of go all in here. But I figured, you know what, maybe I can kill him with this. He's at 20, so I'm at 20. I'm trying to determine if this is enough, but I have a bunch of 5Ks in hand, and usually that's not enough. 15, 25. So it looks like, I comboed that because I'm going to play this Gohan here, which again kind of sucks because he's a constant 20, and I just keep throwing. I'm basically giving free 5Ks each swing, which is pretty bad. So I swing here, hoping for 2 5Ks. There's a 5. There's a 5. And I'm like, you know what? There's no way I'm surviving past this turn. I just got to dump. So we got 15. And this is another bad thing that I screwed up on, is because I'm tapped out, he gets another 5k. So he's actually a 25k base. I'm 15. 2 of my combo cards are basically dead. That's 25 to match him. 35, 45. He's at 25. And I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote. For me, that is. I kind of comboed poorly there. I sequenced my turn kind of poorly, and that Senzu Bean really set me back a few combos. So I was able to defend that pretty easily. I'm obviously not going to be able to defend with no cards in hand. He has a crit on board, and I have 3 life. So I figured that's all she wrote, so I scooped it up. Senzu Bean probably would have been nice. But now we're going into Game 3, and honestly, whenever I play with Zuhair, they're usually Game 3 games. It's really hard for either of us to kind of 2-0 each other. That's why we have fun when we play against each other. We like to talk trash, and when the games are usually pretty competitive, so it's pretty fun. But now we're going to Game 3. Now I finally get to go first, and you get to see the power of Gohan when he goes first. It's honestly, when I go first playing most of the games I do, I usually find it pretty hard pressed for me. Like, it's pretty hard for me to lose games. Now, which is weird because when you go first, you actually don't get to draw on your turn 1. Which kind of hurts because on turn 2 you start your draw engine, you get a lot, but having that extra energy is quite nice. Also, having, if they are a swing at me leader, having them swing at me on their turn 1, going to my turn 2, and stuff like that is pretty nice, because usually they don't, like, if I go second, they can't swing at me turn 1. I don't get those cards, and again, it's obviously dependent on matchup. So now we open this hand. We're going first. It's not the greatest opener, but we don't have a 1-drop play. So this is when I don't have a 1-drop play, this is when I say, all right, I'm okay playing a dual color energy, because a dual color energy is quite nice. Not having to be too worried about the energy later. I always have a red green kind of sitting there, so it's not bad. Now all I have to do is play a blue energy, and then I'm kind of set to go. But the ideal is usually like a blue, 2 reds, and a green. You usually only want 1 green down there. It looks like I play a second green here, but in this situation, because I have a red green already, I guess it was okay for me to play the green because, yeah, and then this, I look for my blue. I really like doing this play because it really sets up my energy, right? Because I search for the energy that I need, which is this blue Gohan, so that next turn I can charge my blue. Then I have my 1 red, 1 green, 1 blue, and then my next charge hopefully it will be the blue, and then after that would be probably be a red. Because like I said, sorry, I was trying to say you want 2 reds, a green, and a blue. That's usually the ideal setup. Now, if they're a leader that can tap your energy, you would want 2 blues, just so your senzu beans can never get like kind of tapped away. It's like is relevant in this particular matchup. But now I'm going first. I'm gonna have the more energy than him. You know, he's gonna kind of go aggressive at me, and that's usually what I kind of want and like. Not too aggressive, but when they're kind of, you know, chipping away at me, getting me to my awaken turn. Because if they can't force me to awaken and I get my power turn awaken and they can't really do anything about it, you draw so many cards and you put on so much pressure because you're drawing, because you're comboing. So your regular swings, all of a sudden they draw you cards and are powerful. You just, you know, you drew 2, your opponent has to defend against them, and that's where Gohan really starts to shine at that 4 life mark. When both players are 4 life and Gohan's unawakened, I'm telling you guys, at least like 8 times out of 10, you can usually kill your opponent depending what kind of deck they're playing. And again, that's just some decks. Now there are harder decks, which makes me worried about Gohan, because if I just run into a bunch of hard decks at Nats all day, I ain't gonna have a good time playing my boy Gohan. But again, he is one of the most fun decks I think that I've played, that I really enjoyed. But now I think I go for a different approach, because he's swinging with these ones. You know, I'm like, you know what? I'll take this one. He swings again. Now, I don't really have too many 5k cards I want to combo away anyway, so I'm trying to determine, because if he does do the evolve, he swings, and then I'll be at 4, and then I can awaken, right? And then he gets to do his stuff. But so I'm trying to determine if I should defend this, because if I don't defend this, and he does his stuff, then I would have to defend a 4-lifer, because he'll swing twice to me afterwards. But luckily he didn't do anything, which I think that was a small turning point in the tournament, because now he kind of left these things out for me to attack. Now, if he did do that and he swung, actually that probably wouldn't have worked out for him either, because it would have just put me to 4 and given me my awaken turn. But if that Kale was able to go off and he was able to swing and maybe put me to 3, that could kind of put me in a spot, in a kind of a hairy spot. But I'm at 3 energy. He's not awakened. I'm not awakened. I have 1 more life than him, and I'm slowly building a bigger hand than him. So this is kind of like exactly where Gohan wants to be. And this is where going first feels so nice. And the fact that I get to swing into his battle cards here, so I don't really have to, because swinging into his leader is pointless, right? He's going to self-awaken himself anyways. But as long as I get to clear some of the board, I play a free blocker, I drew a bunch of cards, and then I think that's all I really need to do, right? Because I'm at 6 life, and I'm pretty sure whatever he does, he can't force me to awaken. And as long as they can't force me to awaken on their turn, then I'm going to do quite a bit. It looks like I decided to just tap out anyways. Yeah, I figured if I didn't tap out, he would tap out my energy anyways. And that, me having this Goku out there for a next turn, would be really nice, because if I'm able to combo him away, if he's able to stay on board, and then I already have 1 on board when I'm at 4, and then I can swing, combo him away, draw 2, and kind of do that whole play. Actually, the ultimate play would be, if he's still alive and I'm on my awaken turn, I would play my super combo for 2, swing with my super combo Goku, draw 2, flip my leader, untap the 2, swing with my leader, combo the super combo, draw 3, and all of a sudden we just go from like 10 cards to 15 cards, and it's just like, holy smokes. Sorry, I got a little excited there, boys. But he gets his dude back out, and now he gets to go for his power turn. I'm at 6 life, I have a blocker, I'm not too afraid that he can't awaken me. And then if he does kind of go a little bit too hard, or I actually, I can't die here. I have that Gogeta to stop him from kind of blowing me up and killing me from like 6 dead. I don't think he would try to do that anyways, especially because he doesn't have his he doesn't have his Champa Vados out. So it can't really do much. Yeah, sorry, my hand kind of, I think I skip away here because my hand is a little high and keeps covering the board, because my hand's really tired, kind of like hanging in the air like that. So I'm kind of using as an armrest. He did do a bunch of stuff there. He played a bunch of stuff, so he kind of skipped forward a little bit, but he didn't attack me or anything like that. It looks like I lost my Goku there. I'm pretty sure I think I might have combo defended with it, I think, because I was afraid he'd have a way to remove it and I wouldn't get any effect from it anyways. Then he swung again. I blocked, and then so now he's kind of doing that stuff. because he swung with that one, so he blocked. So then he didn't want to, you know, obviously combo up and block. So he kind of let that one go. Then he swung with his leader, doesn't get to tap anything, which is perfect for me. And then so it's like I feel like he should have maybe kind of come in with a Kale or something like that. But it looks like he's just going this way. And then obviously I threw my block so he couldn't tap anything down. So he goes for this, and he keeps throwing these girls down. I take this one as well. Luckily that one is not the crit one. That was just a little dude. So now he's trying to double me dead, basically. Which, in this situation, I got a ton of cards in my hand. As again, sorry again for the placement of it. I'm very uncomfortable. So now I'm trying to determine, should I take this for the 20 and then be at 2 to see what he does? I decide to awaken here, which I'm not exactly sure why. Oh, I awaken here because I go this, Gogeta, and kill. I'm pretty sure I combo this to bring up the Gogeta to kill his other one, so that one can't attack, which I guess isn't terrible, but me awakening feels extremely bad. Not gonna lie. I should have tried to not awaken there, because he can't really extend his turn too much. I should have just sucked it up and defended with something, but it is what it is. Maybe, I don't know, maybe my hand wasn't the way it should have been anyways. Maybe I couldn't defend it efficiently and I decided that. But obviously, if you're trying not, I'm trying not to awaken. I stuck at so I'm still at 4 life at least. He lost the battle card, he lost one of his swings. And we could kind of like do our stuff, but it really does hurt awakening like that. Now I'm pretty sure I just grabbed this Piccolo, and I don't remember, because most decks, like he's tapped out, he's at 4 life. Most decks, I can usually kill here in this situation. But now obviously he tapped out for a reason, because he has the Champovados out there. A great play though, which I've done to one of my friends, is when he has his Champovados, I would swing and I do the arrival thing to arrival out the Hercule Boo thingy to give it -10 for the turn, so it's a 9k. And then I just start swinging at that, especially when they're tapped out, because if I start swinging at that, they need to defend that, because if they don't defend that, all their 10ks are dead in their hand, and if they're all dead in their hand, then I can just go straight to face and kill them. And that's what I did to one of my friends. I made it a 9k, and I swung into it, and he had to combo defend a 9k the whole turn, or basically risk dying, and he basically killed his hand doing that. It was really funny. So again, I do it again, do the arrival, trying to see if I can kill him here. So we got 20, 30, 40, and I figured let's try killing some more stuff just to relieve some more pressure. Because I was thinking I could try to go for the Champovados, but then if I do, he could just I would make him ditch a card to play. But then if he just ditched an extra card, he wouldn't lose a combo. I was just trying to make him lose combo, or figure a way to make him lose combo. But yeah, we keep going here. I swing this, untap. Now the thing, because what I really want to do is try to get the dual attacking Gogeta out, but it looks like I don't. I think I go to what, 45? This is 20, 30, 40, 45. Yeah, so not Gogeta. Getting out that Goku is really nuts. Then he went to 2 there, which just surprised me. I was like, oh, maybe he actually can't. Either he can't defend this, or he's just trying to bait the final push all in. So I figured, all right, let's just keep going. I swing here. Yeah, I tried to find a way where I didn't have to Senzu Bean, right? Where I could Senzu Bean the Gogeta, but I can't. If I just tapped my 1 blue, because I couldn't do it because I was afraid he was going to tap down my blue energy and I couldn't Senzu Bean anymore. But maybe I should have just, I don't know. It's just really hard. It's really a tricky situation to do. So I comboed that one away to combo those away to bring him out. So now I'm afraid he's just going to tap out my blue. I wish there was a way to, if I was able to Senzu Bean him. I keep comboing my sequence wrong, or doing something wrong where it just seems like I can never Senzu Bean him. And I keep finding myself in that situation where I can't Senzu Bean him. But yeah, we're still in this one. We're at 35. I figured, let's see what you got. I could keep dumping here, but I know I'm going to take a life anyways with with Goku and swing 2 more times with him to see what he's got. The bad thing would be is if he defended this and then he had like time magic negate or something. That could be pretty scary. Then I'd still have my Gohan attack, but obviously 2 more attacks with this guy would be pretty nice. Or if he was able to, you know, combo defend with that Kefla, tap my last blue, that would be pretty scary. Again, I'm trying to determine how high I should go here, because I was afraid that he could, like I said, do that. And then I saved some combo power just so that my other dude can swing twice at 25. I didn't want him to swing twice at 20, because then he would because if I swung twice at 20, he could just have a 10k and 10k and defend. But if I swing twice at 25, if he doesn't have any 5ks in hand, he would have to swing. He would have to combo 10k 10k and over combo, right? So that's what I was trying to think here. I'm like, I want to make him over combo in this situation, right? He still has a lot of cards, so I'm gonna take a life here with Goku. Grab the card. Hopefully it's another 5k. Actually, I guess it wouldn't have been so bad if it was a 10k. But then swing, combo up, and then swing again, combo up into a situation where he would have to defend 10 and 10, and hope he doesn't have any more 5s, right? Because if I was to set 20, that's an easy 2-10 stops, and that was my thinking at least. So I swung here. I saved some combo power. He's determining, I don't think he can negate, so I go 25, and then I leave it at that. Because I want to see if he has to go 10-10. He throws a 10, and he throws a 5. And I was like, oh, damn, he went 10-5. Okay, well, I got one more swing. Basically all I can do, I'm pretty sure. So I swing here. He's got 4 cards. And I'm like, I guess I kind of just gotta throw it all here. I was hoping he went 10-10 on that last one. So I go at 20, I think I have 20, 30, 40. I don't know what's taking me so long to think. No, I only have 30. So 20, no, I have 35. I don't know why it's taking me so long to throw this down. But I throw the 3 down and I say, 35, you got it? And boom, he throws me 2 extra cards and we take it down. That's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.